Well, hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the show this evening. It's a legend that is Bridgeman and the one and only Port Bear. How we doing, boys?
Oh, good to be back, mate. Good to be back. Hope you're well. Hope Bridgeman's well and all. And Fox and Terry.
You can see that some things never change, Port. Bridge is on mute. Evening, Bridge.
Good evening, pal. Good evening to everybody. Obviously yourself and the techie team in the background, and of course Port Bear. So can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Okay, well, we're building up to the last game of the season, and we really don't want to talk about the season, but we'll have enough of that the last couple of shows next week. But bit of disappointment. First and last on Wednesday night in between. No great. First half, okay. Reasonable in the second half. Gives a wee bit of hope with the boys that have come in the door, Raskin and Cantwell. Port Bear.
I totally agree, mate. I think, I've been watching, attentively over the few weeks I've been off there and, watching the team, the backroom staff all, John Bennett that coming in, James Bisgrove moving into another position, and it's been good to watch your club go in another direction, mate. And I think what I've noticed is it's also from the the backroom and boardroom, it's transferring through the manager, not in the pitch, and I'm seeing massive improvements, since like Cantwell and Raskin come in. If that's the quality Michael Beale's attracting, and he's coaching, because I'll tell you, I didn't think Cantwell was a quarter of the player that I'm seeing. I thought he was a luxury player. I thought he would struggle to make up in Scotland.
Right, I'm going to ask you this. I'll ask you this, mate, quickly. I think we all thought he would have the flicks and the turns and he might make things happen. But it's his edge he's got, his will to win, his competitiveness. That surprised me. You?
I never seen it, Oxtear. I watched. I'm a football nerd. I'll say that right now. And I thought, like I said, I didn't see him get to tackles. Didn't see him putting his body in where it hurts. His drive, his passion. Slapping the badge and stuff. Didn't see that in Norwich. He was a nice player to watch. You said full of tricks and flicks, undoubted quality and ability, but he's got another side to his game in Scotland next year, and I think that's what Beale demands for his team by the looks of things. So he's demanding that for Cantwell. He's coming as a younger player, but he's still coming as an experienced Premier League player. So he wants him to flourish and be a set the bar. That's the standard we're looking for. And to watch him thunder into tackles, track back, chase back, everything you want from a midfielder next year. He's been a breath of fresh air, and he's absolutely drove your team on another 20% in what it's been offering so far this season. And then also Nico Raskin, the wee general in midfield. He looks as if he's been there for a couple of years next year. Demands the ball all the time. He's always seems to replace, breaks up play. I'm excited next year. I was wondering where the squad was going, but I'm excited to where it's heading.
Mm-hmm. I'll say about Raskin. I think he's reading the game superb. He's a team player. He wins the game. I watch him. Some of his passing when he extends it, and I don't mean the tight passing. I mean when he extends it, can be loose. But he's a boy that's learning the game, and I'm looking forward to see him flourish. Yeah, Bridgeman.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. I think to their credit, I think Cantwell and Raskin, if they came in, and it took them a wee while to get the feet under and get onto it. And the last few games there, they've turned out to be top quality players, higher quality players than we've got in any part of the team. Our good quality players seem to have disappeared. They've come in and they've taken it over. They're not going to do it alone, obviously, but they need to make sure that they can keep they two and make sure that the team start to play around them. They're the mainstay of the team. They need to build the new team, build it around them. That boy Cantwell is just phenomenal at the moment, just phenomenal.
Where do you play him, Port? Where do you play him?
I think he's got to be left what he's doing, mate. I think if you tied him down to like either number 10 role, or you said to him, right, you're number 8 today, I think you limit them. You limit them. I think we keep, like Bridge said, build around him, and build a team to suit the strengths are in the squad to let him go where he wants. Because what he's proved is when he's going and linking up, playing, getting on the end of goals and stuff next year, he's still willing to track back 50, 60 yards to cover Tavernier, Yilmaz, or whoever it may be at fullback. So I would just let him have basically go where he wants on the pitch, mate, and let him go and, drive us forward and take us up that pitch. I would just let him go with no change for me, mate.
All right. What were you, Bridge?
I would say Port Bear's right. I wouldn't change Cantwell's role that we've given him. We need to build on that. If the manager sees she's a better role for him, he'll be doing well. That boy Cantwell's magic, and Rashkan, well, give him the freedom of the pitch and he'll go and do whatever he needs to do. He just seems to be a wee general and a really, really, really good player. But obviously we don't want to reload them, and that's what we need to watch out for. We need to get players in of a half decent quality, if not the same quality as they do. We'll do well getting that. But seriously, we need to be able to support their boys, and they can continue doing what they're doing. They're really, really good players, and under no circumstances can we say they're not. They are really good players, and they're Rangers players. That's the best thing about it.
I think the problem I see is Port once, because he's getting that freedom when he's playing. Sometimes when we're attacking in a false nine, if that's fair, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He gets himself in that position, and he's busting a gut sometimes to get there when we're breaking away. Once you get, if you're depending how you play with your new centre forward, and we solve this right side of our midfield conundrum that all Bears went on about for years, I think it'll be interesting to see where he actually plays. I get you. I don't disagree with what you're saying this now, but it's going to be interesting. And I think at Ibrox, against some of these teams that come to defend, Cantwell has got. He'll chip in with half a dozen goals against them a season. It's going to be the difference, Port there.
Aye, definitely, mate. I think this guy's got the key to unlock these defences, mate. Whether it be with a pass, a goal, go on a mazy run, and take on players, commit players. He draws fouls, free kicks. He'll draw penalties because of how quick and how fleet of foot he is. But if we're led to believe that's as I said earlier on, Cantwell and Raskin for me is the bar at the moment in quality, where we've went a wee bit above and we've got what we've got, and we're led to believe that the gaffer's bringing in further quality to enhance the squad. So what it'll do is take some pressure off Cantwell and Raskin, and the quality throughout the squad will allow Cantwell to maybe you're thinking, see him in that sort of behind the striker role, where he'll not need to drift so wide and track back so much, because we'll have the quality that's going to do the work behind him to allow him to play in the final third of the pitch. That's maybe long term in the start of the season next year when he gets the quality in midfield and other fullbacks. It's been quoted coming to the club, etc. So I think as the quality comes in, Cantwell will be able to hone his position himself. But at the moment, I think we've just got to let the boy play and enjoy his quality, mate.
Yeah. Can I just give a shout out to some of my listeners in Western Australia? One of them sent me a Belgium flag. I don't know what he's on about. Right, okay. Right. We'll get a game on Saturday, tomorrow lunchtime. And a gaffer was speaking earlier on the day. Do you think we should hear from Port?
Aye, let's get him in, mate. Let's get him in.
Let's hear for the gaffer. Michael Beale.
How are you feeling now with one game to go, Mike?
It's been an interesting first season as a manager. Obviously, it started in the Championship at Queen's Park Rangers and 50 games and being back here at Rangers at the start of the season, I wouldn't have thought that was possible. So it's been a whirlwind. It's been a pleasant whirlwind. It's fantastic to be back at the club. You ride the wave of the ups and downs, but I feel really comfortable in the job, and I've been looking to the summer for the last few weeks, to be honest. So we'll get this game out of the way in the right way. We want to get a positive result, and then a very short break, and then back to work. And I'm really excited about pre-season. It's not the easiest thing to do, coming into a club in the middle of the season when part of the season's been written, if you like. But I'm glad the summer's upon us.
We obviously ask quite a lot about your transfers. Mike, how much do you hope you get most of that business done as you start pre-season?
Yeah, look, there's 3 or 4 things that we know are there. Obviously, we announced Kieran last week, so there's a couple of other bits that we know are there and sorted. And then there's a lot of talking and negotiation going on at the moment. So I'm in a real positive place with where I see things going. As a manager, until you see the player in your training ground, if you like, you're never concrete. But I'm really pleased with the way it's going.
How much are you relishing a full season?
Yeah, I'm relishing everything being reset and giving ourselves an opportunity to have a really strong pre-season. Some new players coming in, they'll obviously bring new energy and enable me to really fully imprint my ideas on the team. I've been really happy with the players inside. Even today, the competitiveness in training and the attitude of the players has always been first class. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to a full pre-season, everything being reset, and a lot of optimism around what we can achieve.
The big turnaround in players, I guess one of the main things is get them going right away in the start. Yeah,
look, I've been here before. Seems like forever ago in 2018 when we first started and new players came in. It's not a new start. You're adding to something that's already up and running. And we're clearly already a good team, so we're adding good players to it. So I'm really optimistic. Certainly in the final third, I think that's been an area where, although we win a lot of games and score a lot of goals, we also are a team that misses a lot of chances. Again, on Wednesday night was a prime example. So we'll be looking to bring some players in there in those positions with pedigree to add to what we've got, and hopefully that makes us more potent. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
Is anything close to... Sorry, Ron, I was just going to ask, just funny for me, Michael, is anything close to the line in terms of forward positions?
Yeah, but the transfer window opens the 14th of June this summer, and obviously there's still a lot of football being played around different leagues and playoffs and cup finals and whatnot. So although there's some bits in the background, nothing will be announced imminently.
In hindsight, Michael, anything you would have changed since you came in?
Well, listen, we've had 3 or 4 difficult days. We've won a lot of games. A lot of games I come back, I think 22 out of 28, but obviously if we go back to the semi-final and the final, we had opportunities in those games to have changed the outcome of the result. We didn't, and so that's really disappointing. The league, I thought we did ever so well for a long period of time and stayed right in there, but fair play to Celtic, their form was outstanding. As we say, the summer's going to see change in all the teams in the league, so you come back, nothing's quite the same, but the one thing that is we reset to 0 in the league, and it gives us a big opportunity. And again, our ride in Europe the last few years, 2 last 16s, a final Europa League, qualifying for the Champions League, and that not going as well as anybody would want. We want to put that right as well.
22 out of 28 is great form in any league, but in Scotland it might have to be even better next season, eh?
Yeah, of course. Like, I said the other day, our home form being unbeaten at home's good. We've won, 9 out of the last 11 away from home as well, or 8 out of the last 10 away from home, whichever one of that is. And that sounds great, but we're in a country where you can drop very, very little. And, you look, even in the last few weeks, the couple of away games at Aberdeen and Celtic, we could have got more from both of those games, again, because of the chances that we created. And so, look, this season's now done after tomorrow. Good riddance to this season. And we'll come back next year and we'll give it a real good go. And I think that the team at the moment is not having too many problems against anyone we play against in Scotland right now. It's just in the penalty boxes we need to be a little bit more ruthless. But in terms of general football and the level of our team, I'm happy. It's just, you have to take your chances when they come, and that's a key part of my thinking.
You've mentioned missed chances quite a few occasions. Is a striker the number one priority for you?
I think strikers in general. Yeah, I think in general we're losing players in that area of the pitch, and it's an area where we want to strengthen.
Michael, you mentioned you'll give it a real good go next season. Are you confident when you build the squad that you are going to build, that you'll be able to give Celtic a much stronger challenge?
Yeah, I am. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sat here. I think that would my excitement for this summer is because I see the work that we're doing in the background now. We're very close to what I want, and if we get that in, then I'll be very, very pleased, and we'll have a real strong pre-season, implement some new things, and we'll come out of it a much stronger team for sure. And I think the team will be in a mentally much better place than the team that I inherited for sure, because it was different to the team that I'd left a year before.
Hey, thanks for that, Fox. There's a big part of that. Pleases me, Portbear. Pleases me.
I think right away. Yeah.
I've been critical of Michael Beale, but the thing that's annoyed me is the goals, because goals change games and put pressure on another team, and we've not done that. And I think he's acknowledged that.
100%, mate. I mean, one of the first things I wrote down during that interview there was, being more clinical, and I wrote both boxes.
Is that you letting all the listeners know you can write?
I can spell.
Okay.
Nice one.
Carry on.
Aye, so it's both boxes, Ox, here for me since Beale's come in. I don't think we've been clinical enough in both boxes, as in defending. I think we've given a lot of goals away. We've given teams, we went through a spell where giving teams like a goal start. We was all saying to them before the game, right, you just play 1-0 up, because we always start slow. But the chances created at times by our midfield and our fullbacks, and since Beale's come in my opinion, mate, he's not really had much luck when it comes to proper number 9. He's not great use of Kamal Roof, who's probably undoubtedly one of the best strikers at the club. A proper fox in the box. He's not had any use of him. Morella's been injured. Cholak's been injured a lot of times since Beale's been in as well. So he's had to make day with false nines, and guys have tried their best, Ox, yeah, but if you're a goal scorer, you're a goal scorer, and that's what you're paid to do, put the ball in the rigging. And we've not had that. We've just not had that. It's been really unlucky with the gaffer. But I understand what he's saying, and you can hear the excitement in his voice in the end of this season, because he knows what he's obviously going to build. He's got targets in mind that she sort of touched on there. And it obviously excites him, Ox, because he's saying the team's not far from where he wants it to be. So another few wee tweaks with the coaching and through the pre-season, and start the season strong, mate.
Rich?
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's going to sign it as centre forward.
He's told you maybe two there. He's told you in the interview maybe two.
Aye, that's fine saying it. I'm wondering if he's actually going to sign one, because he will have Cholak and Roof there. So just.
Do you think it's a certainty that Cholak will still be with us?
No, I don't think anything's certain. That's why I'm saying. I'm just wondering if he does sign centre forward or two, then that at least one is going to go. That's for sure.
And I'll ask you this as well, Bridge. With the greatest of respect to Kemar, could you hang your hat on him?
No. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he was let go.
Some start this season, innit? Portbear. No started the game, scored 2 goals.
Incredible. We've never doubted that, Ox, here. We've never doubted if Kamal Roof was fit, he'd be the ideal number 9 for Rangers. Ideal. But unfortunately, his body's let him down, mate. And I'm hoping he comes back with pre-season under his belt, mate. And I hope his injuries are behind him, and he does go on and prove us all wrong and blast Rangers to a title. I would love to see it, Ox, here. But as you said, is he going to be here? Is Cholak going to be here? Because I think Michael Beale's got an eye on a completely different, Rangers for next season.
I hope that happens.
But different Rangers. Is that what you're saying, Bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're desperately needing we need people up front who sniff out the chance, make it, and at least hit the target. If you hit the target consistently, then you're going to score. It's obvious. If you're a half decent player at all, you'll take a big chunk of your chances and you'll score goals. If you're any decent at all, if you're no, then you're going to end up with some of the stuff that we had to put up with this season. Making 14, 15 chances, clear cut. You can't put the ball in net in the most of them. That needs to stop. We need to find someone that can actually put the ball in the net, consistently. And I really do wish Michael Beale all the best in getting. If they get someone in, don't bring them in and then leave them outside. Getting them in and letting them play. Let's see if they can do it, because we desperately need to compete someone who thinks they can do it. And if they think they can do it, and then they show it in the park, confidence will go, and that'll be magic for us. Just magic. That goes for the two of them if you say both of them.
Right, okay. He didn't give much away there, really, Port, did he? He was. I think he was honest in his summing up where it's went wrong. Huh?
I think that's pretty clear, mate. You know, he touched on 22 games out of 28. I mean, it's decent, but it's very clear in this league, Oxford. Now you almost have to have a perfect season to win this league, because there's only one other team that's going to get in your road of that, and I think that's what Michael Beale should be aiming for next season. Go out there and get this team coached and get this team through a good pre-season, and let's get this team win another league for this club, because I think we have to get back to basics Oxford and get start dominating more domestic football again. I think that's where my bread and butter is. I'd like to see that first of all.
I don't know if it's domination, but you just want to win the next and the next and the next and see where it takes you, mate. And to do that, Bridge, you need to win this match.
You've got to
first
win
match, the second match, yeah.
Yeah, you've got to win your games, but I think most importantly, you've got to not lose goals. You've got to be able to defend your positions.
I don't agree, Bridge.
That might be fair enough. I'm not going to argue.
No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I accept that you need to have a good defence to win the league, but the way the Scottish League it's becoming that you have to get the third goal, because they don't play in the last 15 minutes and try and have a game of football, and they're hoping to sneak one in the last 15 minutes and then have a cavalry charge in the last 5. That's what they're all doing.
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing.
But
exactly.
If we put the teams to bed and score goals, you can lose one. If you score 4 or 5 every game at Ibrox, you could lose 2. Doesn't matter.
100%. But I can only say, if you look at our defence as it is, or as it was the other night, I don't think that was a good defence. We showed on the pitch when we've got the ball in possession up in the opposition's half. Yes, we can play football and we can find good passes and so on and so forth. We can't finish, but we can find good passes. But when we have a wee bit of pressure, and I'm talking about 1 or 2 players put some pace on against us, we are lost, completely lost.
I didn't agree with the decision he made when he took young King off. I know he played a game during the weekend, Port, and then put Lindstrom into centre back and then moved Suter to left. I didn't agree with it.
No, I understood it. Unless King was carrying a wee knock, mate, I get it. I get what he's trying to do. He was trying to get another person into midfield, went 3 at the back, and tried to go and finish the game off. But like you said, at 2-0, it's never a safe. I always say this: 2-0 for me is never a safe lead anyway, because they get one more goal and they're right back in it, and that's eventually what happened the other night. I think like you're touching on, mate, I think we have to play expansive, free flowing football. With the attitude that if you score 2, we'll score 4. We should be cavalier about it, Oxford. Just go and finish teams off. Far too many times this season we've let teams go ahead, take the lead against us, and we've fought back. Michael Beale's fought back a lot this season. The team showed some character to fight back in some of the matches, but I don't want that. I want Rangers to go out and play with a cavalier attitude and really go out and dominate teams and put them to bed early doors, because if pressure comes right after you can start enjoying football, Oxford, knock the ball about. The teams then kind of sit in at 3-0 because they've got to come out and try and get something at the game. That's the sort of start I want to see Rangers do.
Really sit in and you can relax and just play the game out.
Exactly. And it's a win-win when you do that. Exactly, mate.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Bridge, that I want a good defence, but I think, all right, I know we've lost some shocking goals and what times we've been poor in defence, but over the season, domestically I'm talking about, over the season domestically, our trouble is we've not put teams to bed, Bridge.
100%. I've said that earlier on. We have to score the goals. We have to have a solution. As for the weakness that we've got in our game, we don't score goals. We can't, for some reason or other, we just can't do it. Even we'll get a clear shot at goal, miss it. Some of them by a long way, high to the side, just trickling ball through and the goalkeeper picks it up. That needs to stop. We need to be able to take our time and do what we need to do and smash the ball in, no matter what it is, smash the ball in. And even Cantwell showed us that a couple of times. In fact, Lundstrom used to be able to do that. He's hit some good shots and forced the keeper back and things like that, and it's at the bar or the post. But it's still not went in the net yet for the crucial times. We in that game against Hearts, we were miles and miles and miles ahead of that team, well on top of them, and we still couldn't get a chip. We couldn't get a shot on target, and that's a bit scary. We don't get a shot on target from where we are. We're lovely play. We'll move it back and we'll run it across the midfield and back down again, and we'll just try and get in there. And we're not actually getting decent crosses in at all. Although we're using two wide men, they're just not crossing the ball in right. And they know we don't have Alfie's no right. He's not going to get the ball probably, and Sakala isn't going to get the ball either. To be honest, the way things were, so it's a dilemma for the manager. And I think obviously needs to solve that problem. But and with 5 minutes to go, and the Hearts turn it over, just like you said, they turn round and they start pushing, and these long balls down behind their defence, they tore us apart. Those long balls absolutely tore us apart. And when we got the ball,
didn't he, Bridge? If Ryan Jack, no, for the first time, doesn't he make a blind pass into the middle, try to chip it up? I think
absolutely. All these stupid things that we do.
If he plays it down the wing, Bridge, one at a time.
Sorry, pal.
Right. If he plays it down the wing, the game finishes. It's 2-1. The game's done. And then that's without the second errors when the ball went up the park. We've got a ball underneath it with a bit of pressure. We've got it right in front of the dugouts, pull up. We just have to keep it. We can't keep it. We put it down to their corner. We regroup, and again, when they kick it up, the whistle goes. Yeah?
Aye, it's, that's just hindsight, Oxford, but Brian Jack's an experienced player, as you said. Just chip it down into the corner, let it go down at their corner flag, you know what I mean, and just press them up the park and see the game out. The game is dead. Exactly. And then obviously it compounds it with us mistaking the box, doesn't it? And the guy gets a goal for it. And as you said, it's not the first time. I remember the one against that mob, I know, in the price of the box. Ryan Jack doesn't clear his lines and they get a goal, cut it back to Kyogo and he puts it in the rigging. So these mistakes, that's what I'm talking about, mate. In both boxes, we have to be better. We have to be better when it comes to defending back post. We know Borner's been caught loads of times at back post. Tab gets caught at the back post. Mistakes, Oxy. That I don't mind losing games when we're cut apart, we're cut open, and teams score against us. But when it's our own downfall, when we're doing it ourselves, with silly mistakes, with no clearing lines, ball watching, that really rips man that out, mate.
Yeah. Bridgeman, I think you've got to be sensible, right? Everybody makes a mistake on the football part. I think I misplaced a pass once, but listen,
I love it.
You've got to also play the clock, yeah? Especially at a professional level. I don't care if it was a meaningless game for us on Wednesday. Main game is you've got to play the clock, and that's two mistakes that Ryan's made at Ibrox. It's ultimately cost us 2 points against them and 2 points. There's 4 points. One off of Celtic.
Absolutely, buddy.
Room for a miracle at the weekend. That's the fine margins.
I think Ryan Jack, as Port Bear said, he's one of our most experienced players. And when you're putting him on or you're expecting something from him, the one thing you're expecting is use his experience. Even if he takes the ball and runs down the wing himself, he gets tripped up or the ball gets put out for a throw in, anything at all, as you said, chip it down there into the empty space and they'll have to fight to get the ball or they have to take a throw in. This nonsense about just playing totally takes the purpose of a blind pass. So that means he's not quite conscious of where he is in the pitch or he makes a complete blunder. But if he's there and he makes a pass, an intended pass to someone that's not there, or someone intercepts it, that's just criminal. It's just utterly criminal. And then every move after that is a disaster for us. That's what happened the other night. Every move after that move, disaster.
All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll hear a second part from Michael Beale, and then we'll get the phone lines open. Yes?
Good idea, yep.
Let's hear from your gaffer, Michael Beale.
You talk about pre-season, you can have a strong pre-season and get the players in. How important is it for you that you have as many of these deals that you're working on the background over the line as soon as possible? And how much are you stressing that to the people that are making the deals happen, that you need them in early at the start of pre-season?
Yeah, I think they've heard that every day for the last few weeks. I think I've drove them mad a little bit since I've been the main person probably in control of the recruitment and players coming in. A lot of the conversations have happened. I've been away meeting players in between the games and the training sessions, and everyone's on the same page that we want people in for the start of pre-season. It might be that we have to be patient on one or two, but most of our work we're aiming to get done very, very quickly. I think that's the key. We're probably doing a little bit more work than you'd like to do in a normal summer. You'd like to just be adding maybe one or two. I think this summer we're going to be adding more than that, and therefore you want to get them in quick because they'll obviously come in and be key players.
Have you got a number? How many roughly?
No.
Does it depend on other players going out, or obviously we saw that the 5 players said they farewell to Ibrox on Wednesday? What depends on how many you need to bring in?
No, I think we'll look at the squad. There's 1 or 2 futures of the boys in house that I want to speak to them about and organise as well. And I think we'll look to replace in positions we lose. But it's clear that we're going to need 4 or 5 regardless of that.
You mentioned after the game against Hearts there'll be a few grey hairs on some of the players coming into your squad. Do you feel it's important to add experience as well in the summer due to the likes of McGregor and Arfield leaving the group?
I think experience of playing in Europe, experience of being in big clubs, experience of being at the top of leagues is more important than age. So we're not going to be signing any veterans, but what I was trying to say is in terms of experience, in terms of big club experience, being able to come in and handle playing at Ibrox and the pressure and intensity and expectation, that's what I'm looking for. So when I'm meeting the players, there'll be something in their CV or in their past that I can hang on a little bit.
You switched to that kind of key centre back with the John dropping back against Hearts. Is that something that you may be looking at for next season? Not necessarily with John in there, but he has performed in that role both this season and under Gio.
Well, we've moved to a back three a hell of a lot in terms of build-up since I come back in, probably in every game. There's sometimes we've gone to it fully and other times we rotate into it. John's flexible, he did that very well for Gio. Slightly different in how I want to do it, but he's certainly capable of that, yeah, and he's shown he can do it well.
Speaking of experience, Stephen Davis was mentioned in the release on Tuesday. Is his role next season, is it purely rehabilitation, or do you see a way he could be involved with the first team?
Oh, listen, he'll be in and around the first team as a normal player in terms of his rehab, and then there'll be a decision. I think at this moment in time, Stevens has got a real burning desire to play. We want to help him to get back to that. He's a Hall of Fame player here, and it's the wrong way for him to end in a training ground accident or incident. And it's important that Stephen's motivation is to get back and play, and me as the coach and everybody here at Rangers from John Bennett down wants to help him have that option. Nobody knows at the moment how that rehab's going to go at his age, but the moment that he's able to make a decision, then Rangers will. But certainly in terms of as a football club, when you see the send-off that, you know, certainly the elder statesmen got Alan and Scotty Arfield on Wednesday, in the coming years, I think it's important that we start to have a little bit more of a Rangers legacy in the first team staff and around the top end of the academy. In my opinion, you've got to pick the right people. They've got to want to do that. They've got to want to go down the coaching and management route. But me and my staff will certainly be there to help anyone that does want to transition. At this moment in time, Stephen's full focus is on returning to play. But in 18 months, I think Stephen's staff left, 5 or 6 people. Gio's staff came in, 5 or 6 people, and I came with 4. That's a lot of turnaround. So in that time, no one was constant in Rangers, if you like. And so I think for continuity between the first team and the academy set up, at some point, you might see someone joining the staff.
We spoke to Conor Goldson a few weeks ago, who said that when you came in, you couldn't win the league. The plan was to try and win the league from that point on. Can you take any encouragement from the fact that you have been able to pick up more points than Celtic since you came on?
Yeah, I think the motivations of both teams have changed over that time, so let's be honest about that. We've had, as I say, the away game at Celtic. We should have taken something from that game. It was our own mistakes, and at Aberdeen in the first half, we should have been 3-0 up, and we lose that game as well. So I'm more disappointed about those results, because I think we could have certainly 3 to 4 more points ourselves than where we are now. Look at Wednesday night, us conceding 94th minute, which again was from our own mistake. So I'm more focused on us and our points total. I think we could have had more points, and I suppose that's my bugbear. I think we could have had more points ourselves, and I'm just focusing on Rangers moving forward.
Michael, just finally a quick word on St Mirren, what you expect tomorrow, and your team selection. Will it be similar to Wednesday, perhaps a little nod to the past players that might be their final game, or is it all about next season?
No, I think Wednesday was for that. To be fair, I think Wednesday was for that, and Scotty Arthur had a small issue, so couldn't start the game. But the other boys, obviously Alfredo and Alan, played. We've got Antonio Cholak will come back into the squad in the place of Alfredo this weekend. Bailey Rice will come into the squad in replacement for Glenn Kamara as well. So, no, we'll look forward to this game. And what I would say about St Mirren, I think Stephen Robinson's done a fantastic job this season to get in the top 6 with the budget they've got. They were pushing for European places just 2 games ago. Their home form's been the bedrock of that, and I think they'll want to go out on a high. It's important. This is a game where you sit on it all summer, and I don't want to sit on a disappointing day. Certainly after the way the game ended on Wednesday night, I want a strong away performance and a win to take us into the summer.
Michael, it sounds like you're very busy with recruitment. Are you going to take any time off this summer?
Yeah, I will. I think it's important to recharge, I think, at the right time, so maybe in the middle of June for a week or so. But to be honest, I'm a little bit, it's hard to relax when you're a football manager. Your phone's ringing all the time, and you're still worrying and thinking about all your players that are on international duty this summer, whether that's senior football, under 21s. You know, we've got Nico going to the under 21 championships, for example. So there'll be a lot of watching of football as well in between some relaxation with the family. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the 30th of June, because that's the day we're back, so we're not off for long.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
We'll go back though, mate. Is Glenn Kamara off Port there?
That's what it sounds like, mate. Obviously, he's just tinted there. Bailey Rice is coming in for Glenn Kamara, so maybe Glenn Kamara's got something in the back burner, mate. And it looks like he's finished at Rangers as well.
Mm-hmm. Is he not injured though?
I don't think so, Bridge. I think that might have been his sponsor, but you never know. If he is injured, it would be a shock this season, wouldn't it, Bridge?
But just, well, based on that, then I can only assume that he's going to move.
Yeah.
He's still got a year, isn't he?
Maybe more.
Yeah. I think there'll be money involved. I don't think Glenn Kamara's been the same since all the racism round, mate, and then with his pals leaving as well, when a few of his pals left the club, like Bassey and that, but you know, that you all seen them together. He's not really been the same. And it's sad, because I really do rate Glenn Kamara as a footballer. And if he had the same attitude when he first joined us, and Michael Beale was coaching him, mate, I think we'd still have a great player in our hands, and he could be a good player alongside the likes of Raskin, because he's got legs, and I think it's important that we have legs. And Gaffer touched on it early part of his interview there. He touched on about no veterans, and I like the sound of that. Actually, I don't mind older players, but I want older players to have an engine, and I want them to have a pace. And you know, we can't have any passengers in the squad next year, Oxford, and sometimes we had 3 or 4 in the squad this year. Players just filling jerseys. We can't have that if we're going to go and win a championship.
Wondered where you were going with that, engines, and you know, I think we're doing a train route there. Anyway, I get you. I think you're right. I think you'll get. I think we're bringing in seasoned pros, Port. Yeah, they're all going to. They're going to be more between 24 and 30 rather than 18, 19-year-olds, if that makes sense.
Aye, I did touch on that, a while back, regarding projects, and I'm going to say it now as well. I don't think we should do any more, 32, 35, 36-year-olds. I think we need a team that 11 players are going to go in the park box here and cross that line and give us everything.
I think you've been saying, Bridge, we need pace in the team. I don't think you're alone in that.
Yeah, I mean, desperate for me, desperate. I watch Rangers players. They can't catch somebody that's running from defence. They're running 60 and 70 yards, and our players can't catch them, and they've got the same amount of running to do. I think it's desperate. I really do. I'm not being funny. No offence to anybody. Rangers are supposed to have the better players and the better fit players, and so on and so forth. I just don't like to see a Rangers player no beating anybody, no fighting back, these kind of things, and it's not happening. I watched that boy Wright, Scott Wright, running down the left wing, lost the ball, and decided just that's that. I lost the ball, and that was it. And the guys ran maybe 25 yards, 30 yards. Admittedly, it went for a throw into Rangers. But for goodness sake, you must be able to run back. You've lost the ball. You must be able to try and catch it again, I just watched that. It's just not right. It's not right.
According to social media, and I'm not the greatest believer of ever when I read the internet, some of the stories about you two are a bit dodgy, but Scott Wright looks as if potentially Preston North End, yeah?
I seen that as well, mate. I seen that as well.
Decent move from him, if I'm honest.
Aye. Sometimes you come to Ibrox, mate, and the jersey's too heavy. I just think he's not, and I don't like slagging Rangers players, mate, but I don't think he's the level that Michael Beale requires. I don't think he's the level to go and win a championship. He's had plenty of opportunities last year. You've touched on it loads of times. He started the European Cup final. He's been given opportunity after opportunity, so you can never turn around and say, he never got a chance. I think he's had plenty. And the fact of the matter is, mate, and I'm going to be quite frank about it, he's not good enough.
Scored a goal since the Scottish Cup final last year. It's frightening for a forward player.
Yeah.
Right? No, not that many minutes on the park, but that's frightening, Bridge, isn't it?
I have to agree with Port Bear there. I like the boy. I was happy when he came, and I thought he was going to do something for us. But to be honest with you, it just doesn't happen. I think he got 3 games in a row to play, and he did no too bad in the first two. In the third one, he wasn't that great. But seriously, it's just it's sad. It's really sad. And he's sitting in our shall we say, our bench. And I don't think he's the best player on the bench. I think there's players better than him who don't ever get on and he did. Some of these guys never got on the team, on the pitch, and he did. And he wasted every chance. As a matter of fact, he's wasted it.
He's been involved in 30 games this season. He's not scored a goal and made two chances, 2 goals.
That's what I'm saying, Ox. Yeah,
you look at
it is. When you think about the chances that are created in any Rangers team over the years, his numbers should be better. And it's not just him, mate. Ryan Caton's the same. His numbers aren't great either. Our whole forward line's numbers are absolutely shocking, if I'm totally honest. And he also had the opportunity, Ox, here is our problem right hand side. He had a chance to go and get that and make it his own. That was the option. He should have driven himself wild and said, I'm going to take that right hand position. But sometimes you're just not good enough, Ox. It's about levels in it, and maybe in fact not maybe, we are levels above Scott Wright.
100% agree with that one there. I do.
Well, there's nobody tied down that position, Bridgeman. There's nobody tied down the right hand side of our attack, and he's opportunity to get it. So there's nobody he's competing against, and he still couldn't tie that down, win that jersey outright. So
yeah,
time to move on. Time for new heroes.
Can I just say, pal, the boys got pace, and you hear me saying about it all the time, and you've said it yourself, and many others have said it. We need pace in the team. There's a guy that's got pace.
No, a lot of good if you don't take the ball with you, but
exactly. There's something wrong, basically wrong with his game.
Decision making, mate. He's just. I'm being polite when I say decision making. Yeah, He came on against Aberdeen. Was it Aberdeen? Aye, Aberdeen last week, wasn't it? And went through the middle with a knife through the bar and hit the ball through the bar, for 18-yard box. Didn't hit the target. Ultimately, didn't hit the target. And I think you said he's not good enough, and I'm saying his decision making. I'm being more polite than you, Port Bear.
It's just he used to the decision making, mate. It's even his dribbles. He doesn't complete dribbles. If you watch his dribbles, he leaves the ball behind him all the time. I don't know how the hell that happens, but it's if he's running too fast for the ball and he leaves the ball behind him. I've noticed that in many games. He's just, I don't know, mate. It's just he had his chance, and like I say, you can never say he was never given an opportunity under certain managers. He was given plenty of opportunity, in my opinion, and he couldn't take a position that wasn't filled. So that tells me a lot about a player.
The team 40 will never be the same again, Bridge.
Yeah, I feel sad for certain players. I've been like that all my life. I've got great. I like to see people with a bit of ability. I like to see people with pace. And if you take ability and pace and match them up right, you're going to have a really good player in your team that can do something, fly up and down the line. You name it. Get in a certain place and cross the ball, and they don't have that. That boy doesn't have that, and that's sad. And the other one is, I have to say this, and Port Bear's heard me saying this a million times. I absolutely loved Ryan Kent. I was his biggest supporter. I think he was a fantastic buy for us. Wonderful player, carried us through Europe, etc., etc. But you see now, oh my God.
Ryan Kent, 8 assists and 3 goals, 37 starts.
Just shocking. It's utterly shocking.
Yeah,
for a man that's
forward
cost
player,
£7
the
million.
numbers.
Wow.
The numbers and where he gets the ball a lot of the time. I know he works hard, Ryan Kent. Give him that Port Bear. But the numbers are shocking, aren't they? Also.
Aye, he works hard, Oxford, but he works hard in the wrong places. We don't want Ryan Kent. It's like Campbell. We don't want Campbell chasing back. That's how I'm saying with the quality of the squad improving for next year. I'm hoping to see Campbell less going back away. I also want to see him going back and tracking back Oxford and chasing his man and winning the ball in midfield. But I want him to do his work in the positive side of the park. The second half of the park, final quarter, etc. I want him to go and link up, score, make chances. I don't want to see him doing where Tavernier is or doing where Borner is or Yilmaz, whoever it may be. I want to see Todd Campbell driving your team forward, and not just him, other Rangers in the engine room in midfield. I want to see them all doing it. Raskin, I love watching him even getting forward, mate. I want to see a different Rangers next year, a forward-thinking, aggressive, quick Rangers. That's what I want to see, mate. Take no prisoners.
Is there any truth in the rumour I've heard that you've had a ribbon in your hair the last few days?
I've had a what?
A ribbon?
I've got one round my knee eye. I like Todd Cantwell.
Just ask you.
It's a hairband, mate. It's a hairband. To keep my fringe.
Mr. GB's been telling me.
It's to keep my fringe at my eyes, Oxshire.
Oh dear. Right, come and give your thoughts for tomorrow's game. It's going to be interesting at the table today. I think McCrory's starting tomorrow. No doubt that. What do you think, Paul?
Aye. I think the time for sentiment was Wednesday night when we gave them, boys, in my opinion, we gave them a class send-off, mate. I think it was very classy what Rangers did with the 5 it was going. They've had their cheerio, and we need to concentrate right back on the players that's going to be ways next year, mate. So get McCrory back in, Ridvan, all the boys that were playing the other night. Like you said there earlier on in his interview, the boy Baylor Reese going to come in for Glenn Kamara. We have to look forward next year. And like I said earlier on, it's time for new heroes. We're going to see a totally different Rangers team next year. I thoroughly believe that. The manager sounds really, really, he's like hyper. He can't wait to June starts in their Kaname. So long may it continue under Michael Beale, mate, because I think we've got one of the finest young coaches that there is in Europe. That's my opinion, mate. And I think we're going to see great things next season for Michael Beale in the Rangers team.
Good shouting there. Good shouting. I just hope we do it. it's a place to go to. You don't want to lose even a goal against that mob in their own midden. You just don't want it to happen. But our record against them sometimes is appalling, and we just need to go there and get the goals. Just do it. That's all I want. That's all I want for the St Mirren game. Just go and beat them. Their manager, they get a nice bounce for that manager, so they're up. And I don't know I don't know their players. I don't even know if they're any good. Some of them, So, but no doubt they'll come up and they'll play against us 9-man defence at some point, and they'll go for the breakaway. Just as Oxtear had said, the last 15 minutes, a big charge. I just hope we can score 4 goals in the first 5 minutes and put them to bed.
I think as a team we shouldn't worry about it. Sometimes we make it hard for ourselves because we don't score goals. Bridge, I'm going to disagree with you. Yeah, but that's where the problems lies. We'll put ourselves under pressure. They get a corner kick, one throw in, and we've had 30 minutes of the play, and we should be 2-0 up. It's like boxing, Port Bear, innit? Goals take the energy out of people, don't they? Especially when you get the second or the third chain, yeah.
Aye, because when you get the second and the third, you can relax. Their heat goes down, and you can either do one or two things. You go and see the game out and enjoy the rest of your game, or you go right after the juggler, mate, and you put you stand on their throat and go and get the 4th and the 5th and really demoralise them. But St Mirren have had a good second half of the season, mate, and they've got themselves into the top 6. They were chasing a wee European spot there, so I think we have to remain focused up here. We have to remain with the same character, the same attitude as we've been playing throughout the second half since Michael Beale come in, because I want to go and finish the season, mate, with a positive result, and I think we have to make sure we're switched on 100% tomorrow, because I don't think any games are given, mate. I don't believe in these are meaningless games and mean nothing. No game meant nothing to me, no matter what part of the season we're in. I want to win every game, every single game, regardless what it is, and I think that's the sort of attitude we need to see for our squad as well, and Marcafa.
My words exactly.
Nah. By the way, credit for his doing. The boy's done a good job at St Mirren, the manager, hasn't he? Let's be honest.
Of course he has, yeah. Oh, aye, definitely.
He's done a good job.
He's given us a wee insight. Sorry, Oxford.
Were you upset about it? Well, as good as I know, there need to be a big spring in the goals, but it's a shame that Dundee United have been relegated, eh?
It's a shame.
Oh. my heart was broken.
Oh dear, I'm really upset about that.
You reap what you sow, Oxford. You reap what you sow, mate. You absolutely reap what you sow. And Tin Pot Club, mate, that's all I'll say. You deserve what you get, and it couldn't happen to a nicer club.
I was waiting for Bridge to come in with sorrow there when you said
sorrow. Right. Their manager's a seriously nice guy. Aye, right.
He really done a Billy McNeil relegated the 2 teams in a 1 season, didn't he?
Absolutely.
Incredible.
Absolutely. I tell you what, I bet the Aberdeen fans are saying, "Oh my God, I'm awful pleased we got rid of him. I'm awful pleased." Thanks, Clarence.
How did he keep getting jobs?
I don't know who's got a worse for him. Him or Lampard?
Frank Lampard looks like a broken man, mate, honestly. Oh, poor Franco.
If you combine that for him with his Everton form, it's some stuff.
I know.
It's not been the season for him, that's for sure. This season will be for him. I think his first stint with Chelsea, when he was playing for managing Chelsea, just broken. I think it's just broken. Chelsea, look at them. They're going to be, what are they talking about? Possibly their lowest points for God knows how many years. Possibly finish 14th in the league.
Performance since Christmas is relegation for them.
Yeah, exactly.
We moan about our players, but the money they get paid for.
I know. That's true, mate. Aye, definitely.
It's just wondering it. I feel for him because I like Frank Lampard. I thought he was a really good player and deserved a chance at the management. But I'm afraid the chances he's had ain't working. Think again, Frank. Think again. Maybe go down to the bottom leagues or something like that and get a job there.
I think he might have gone, if I'm being honest, Port.
Well, I I think you've got a wee job in TV,
Well,
mate.
I
I think you
just
should.
have to tell Bridge. You're called Bridgeman. He's called Port. Right, when you go.
I think a wee job in Sky Sports, mate, would help Frank out, lift that chin off of Flair, mate. I've got a lot of respect for Frank Lampard as a player, like Bridgeman says, but you know, where does he go for here? You know, I know that ideally Everton was never a great job. Chelsea was a poison chalice. What was he meant to do? You know, he'd already been sacked for there. I think it was silly for the fact he went back, but. Aye, a wee job on the TV, mate. Go and help Gary Lineker and go and help Sky Sports.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't see him ever being a Premier manager. And I think if he wants to have a career in football management, he needs to come away from the English Premier League, get away from it as far as he can, because his name's too big in there, and there's a lot of crocodiles in the water waiting for idiots like him to fall in. Seriously, I just don't think he's got it. He needs to go and train and learn the game from a management perspective. He's not got it.
Interesting. As I say, Port, we money about our bang for buck, you know.
Aye, different world down there, mate. You know, some of the signings they've made. You know, I think it's 600 million Todd Bowley spent since he come in. You know, other worldly figures, mate. Aye, definitely. And we're moaning about what we're spending.
Aye, I know.
Puts it into context, mate. It really does. It puts it into context. That's incredible spend.
It's frightening, frightening. Right, okay. We're going to have a tune in a few minutes, but we do need people to phone in. The last Friday night of the season, It's been different. Right, McCrory in goals, Tavernier, Suter,
definitely, yep. King
and Redvan.
Yep, that's the back four. What are you thinking of Redvan, Oxdear?
I think he looks comfortable on the ball. I think he makes more tackles than Borna does. I think he actually wins more heaters than Borna does, even though he's not got the stature that Borna's got. What he's shown is that he's maybe not got the one that Borna's got.
Yeah.
He merges inside and outside. But I've no minded him. I thought he was my best player in the first half and Wednesday night, if I'm being honest.
He's been a breath of fresh air for me, mate. I've been excited watching him. See them inverted runs, not always, you know, letting the left, let Sakala stay wide and whoever's been out that side, and him making an inverted run, which is totally different from anything we've been doing. So, you know, and we've always said his touch has been excellent. You know, and he can tackle, as you said. He wins a lot of duels. He's not been caught out of the back post, Oxdear. You know, so I think there's a lot to be positive about Redvan. I'm excited about the wee man, so he looks a real wee find.
He is indeed. Smashing wee player. I think with some doubts about him. The first couple of games he had, and then he got injured and dropped. And then he got back in again. He looks as if he's put on a few pounds, which he probably needed to do anyway. And my goodness gracious, he can read the game very, very well. Very well.
I would get me one of the Turkish barbers, if I'm being honest. You know, right. Get yourself some mute and come and join us after the tune. It's your show, 0141 356 1972. Let's have a tune.
We support the Glasgow Rangers, do not Ibrox is the place, and we will follow in the championship race. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. It's true, the magic boys in blue are the best team in the land. You've got to cure and govern to get a ticket for the stand. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. We've spent a lot of money on great players, yes, that's true. But the Rangers fans deserve the best from the boys in royal blue. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Ago, the story, it was dismal, full of gloom. Now we're building an extension for the Ibrox Trophy room. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. In Europe, we'll be travelling by land and sea and plain. The teddy bears have got the bears and we're on the march again. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
All right, Port.
Brand new, mate, yeah, brand new.
Yeah, so we're agreed at the back five, with
Yep.
McCrory in goal, yeah?
Aye, yep.
Yeah. Do you think he goes, what are you thinking? Ridvan and Lundstrom, do you think that, or do you think he'll start the same three, Jack, Lundstrom and Ridvan? Sorry, Raskin, Jack and Lundstrom.
I think that's exactly the back, the middle three I would go with, mate. I think the engine room's been working. I've been enjoying watching, Lundstrom covering Tav, so Tav can go and get forward. So, and Raskin's been doing it on the other side as well, which has allowed Jack to just dominate that central space, but also cover the back four as well. So
Against Hibs, it was Raskin was put against Hibs, and it was Raskin that was put in.
Aye, he was in one, wasn't he? Aye, he was in central. I know it's been good to watch, mate. I've enjoyed watching him interlink and change positions. I think going forward, Raskin's probably the best anyway. He's got an eye for a pass. I like his long range pass as well as his short, intricate passing. I've enjoyed watching him, man. So I have, mate. And for a guy with diminutive stature, he's brave as a lion, and I don't mean bravery when we're talking about tackles and stuff. He demands the ball. He's a 21. And he's always looking for the ball. He's running towards full-backs and asking for the ball. He's going towards our centre-backs, taking the ball. And even going forward, linking up, he's looking for that ball. He's trying to put the eye through, place the ball through an eye needle, mate, and make the passes to cut him defences. I think he's a great wee player, mate.
So you've gone with that midfield then, obviously.
Yeah.
Cantwell, even though he got assaulted during the week and he sent a personal picture, he missed Steve Sutton. Yeah. So he'll start, and then what will we go on with? What do you think it'll be? Matondo and Sakala, or do you think he might bring Hadji back after Easter Road? He's had a break. He's got more minutes in his leg. Do you think he'll go with Hadji, or what's your rationale?
I would go with the Matondo, Sakala through middle, and give Hadji that wee space on the right hand side again, mate. I think.
I don't want to upset you, mate, but that's 12 players.
Was that? How is it? 4-3-3.
Well, if you get 4 at the back,
yep.
Goalkeepers 5, 3 in midfield. Yeah. Cantwell.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's 9.
Oh, I've added camera. That's what it is. Right, all right.
Okay.
Let me play
That's why
12.
the ferries aren't getting built properly.
Let me play 12.
Wow.
I think that goal year for Hadji, I think that was very important the other day against, was it Aberdeen he scored against? No, Hibs won it. I can't remember, right? But Hadji's goal anyway, because the first half he was very quiet, and I was sort of sitting watching him and going, maybe we should take him off because he's not really offered a lot.
He wasn't quiet, he was non-existent.
Aye, all right, I'm being kind. I'm being kind. But the goal, mate, he got emotional, and the goal was outstanding, mate. He did go with his left foot, go with his right foot, and we've never judged the Hadji on his ability on this show. We've never done that, mate. We've maybe judged his character and his attitude sometimes, but we've never judged his ability. And I think it'd be good to see him getting another game before we get to this new season, to get more minutes in his legs and give him a wee G up before the start of the new season ahead, mate. I just think I think he deserves it, mate. He's been out for a long time, and we've got the pace from Matondo and Sakala to go and really hurt St Mirren as well.
So who playing? Cantwell?
No, Cantwell's got to be in, mate. Cantwell's got to be in.
Well, you can't play. You've gave us a goalkeeper, 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, so you've only got 3 players left.
Like Matondo would drop it. Matondo would drop it, and I'd play Hadji.
Right. It's a worry, Bridge. He doesn't know that Aberdeen don't play in green, and he can't get
it. He's just a shocker.
Wee bit rusty, mate. Wee bit rusty.
Port Glasgow get.
If somebody else phoned up, Bridge, they said thanks for the call, Port. Speak
there
to you
go.
soon, you know what I mean?
But I have to say, I do agree with him. Up to the whole midfield. The front, well, I think you've got to play Matondo, personally speaking. And if Cholak's available, and Cholak's got to play, that's what I say. He's got to play. And Sakala on the left wing.
What about Cholak? If I'm being honest, do you think you'll bring him right back in, Port?
I can't see, mate. I don't think.
Would you play him in that with Gay's 13?
I just play him. Just let everybody on, mate, have a big massive game that we used to play in the streets years ago. 15 aside. No, mate. I think this game was coming a bit early for him. He's been out with an injury. And I also don't think he's part of the plans under our current manager, because I don't think Anthony Cholak suits Michael Beale's system, mate. I really don't. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. I just don't think he's going to be part of his plans. That's why he's looking at 2 strikers. I don't think we can accommodate. So we have basically four strikers: Kamar Roof, Cholak, and then whoever the other 2 brings in. Somebody's going to go, mate. It's either going to be Cholak or Kamar Roof. I think Kamar Roof will be harder to shift because he's obviously his injury record. I think he'll be harder to shift. But Cholak has proven he can score goals at different levels. So I think, but I don't think he's part of the plans.
I know he's no young Cholak. How much are you taking for Cholak?
2 million.
How much are you taking for Glenn Kamara since you punted him the night and all?
I'll still want 5 for him. I still think he's quality, mate. I really do think he's quality. Minimum of 5 million.
Okay, we'll see where that pans it. Right. It'll be interesting tomorrow to see the subplots, but if that makes sense. Oh.
Sorry, what were you saying, bud?
I was like, Port Bear. It'd be interesting to see the subplots with who's coming and going in it all the time. I mean, are we reading too much of the Kamara thing? We're reading too much into Cholak?
I don't think so, mate. I honestly don't. I think Michael Beale's been very clear and concise in his few interviews going over the last few weeks. I've been listening to him, mate, well enough, and I just think he's very clear on what direction he's heading in, and he's almost like what I'm saying. He's like, it's time for new heroes. These guys have done a job and took us to that level on the ladder, but he wants to go another step further, mate, and I just don't think there's no time for sentiment. These players who are getting paid handsomely by Rangers and offering little. And I'm trying to be nice as possible on this. Guys like getting Kamara on decent money, Čolak on decent money, but they're contributing very little to our, winning mentality, mate. And we can't have passengers, like I said earlier on. We can't have passengers in the try to win a title.
Has Čolak been unlucky, mate?
Unlucky in a sense, he can't play the system that our gaffer wants to play. He's scored a lot of goals this season. Can't take that away from him, but he can't play that, that focal point. The way Alfredo can, he can't be that focal point. Hold the ball up, link play. He's not like that. I mean, that's not his bag. He's an absolute predator in the box, and Michael Beale unfortunately doesn't play to that system that we're going to feed a striker like
that. Okay. Bridge, what's your thinking with Čolak?
No, I think he'll definitely go. I think he'll probably the manager will get what he wants from him. It's just $1.5 million, maybe $2 million.
See if it's $1.5 million, will you round it up to $2 million?
No. No, I don't think there's no let that put the head on fire. He's played quite well in some days and scored some good goals. But really and truly, my expectations are high. So I don't think Čolak's the man that's going to get it. Of course, they could prove us all wrong and be an absolute star over the next 2 years. I think he's got 2 years to go, is he? Doesn't matter. But I think he's got a chance to do it. But I think he'll play tomorrow. I think the manager will play him tomorrow, looking for whatever he can get for Čolak. That's what I see.
I don't think he'll start, and my thinking is he's not getting the ball for weeks, but
that's exactly why I think he won't start, mate. That's why I don't think he'll start. He's not been in the plans. I don't think he's been, training a lot either. He's just back for the injury, so I think we just need to, as I say, I'm trying to be nice. Just need a couple of losses because we need money in the bank. We need wages freed for this assault on the league next year, mate. That's Michael Beale's clear focus. This season's done. So in his eyes, some of the players are done as well. I think that was pretty clear with the 5 during the week that he announced pretty early. A lot of people were still wondering, Kent, Morelos, stay or go, and he came out and said, no, they're gone. And that's two good players.
You think that was a surprise?
No, I think with Ryan Kent, I don't think Morelos was such a surprise, but Ryan Kent, I think he was, I don't know if Gaffer was still him and Hon up until when he came in and gave Kent again, he got chance after chance after chance and offered very, very little. So I think he had to just cut his ties as well, mate. Sometimes you can be at a club too long. I think that's how it's been for these guys. So it's time to refresh and press the refresh button, mate. Time for new heroes.
Sometimes you can be on a radio station for too long. Even Andrew.
I was just waiting which line you were coming out with. Is that one out of the alphabet for you? Which letters he picking tonight?
On yourself, Andy boy. On yourself.
Every time they come on,
somebody's winding the thing on your back. I get it. Right? It's not you. I get that all day long or somewhere else, don't I, Pot?
No comment.
On the Čolak one that you're talking about there.
All I can say is, Andy, I wish you knew what I knew. That's all I'm saying.
Right, okay. Well, I've got a portfolio that I've never had in my life that if I ever go looking for a job, I think I'll be stuffed. But never mind. On the Čolak one, I don't think he was totally in his plans from when Bale walked through the door. Did well. He's a goal scorer if you put it in front of him. But then you've got to remember that he had an 8 week spell where he couldn't hit nothing. Took the injury. He'll score goals at the right club. I think that's what it is. And I don't think the way he's going to play, or Bale wants to play. He's not.
How much you taking for him, Andy? How much you taking for him?
Well, I'll take what we paid for him and a little bit more for the goals he scored in the first 8 games. But will we get that because of the length of time he's been out? But we've got to get back what we paid for him at least. What was it we paid for him?
Oh, no, sure.
How much?
1.8.
Right. Well, we want more than that, don't we? We don't want to take a loss on them anyway. We're taking a loss on too many of the guys at the moment, right? Especially the two that's gone out. So, want to get some kind of money back. It's got to free a wage, I suppose, right? And then it allows it for... I'm just wondering the type of players he's bringing in. Is he going to have them all roughly on like he was saying last night, he's going to have them all roughly on the, roughly around about the same wages, so it don't cause a problem when somebody's coming out with a big demand, I know you can't do that in this day and age because
not everybody's motivated by money. Bridges are top and the rest of the boys don't care.
Yeah, well, I'm saying money don't bother me. I ain't got it, so it don't bother me.
Join the club.
Oh, I wish I was a pound behind you lot. I was in a poor-man suit at that race night while you all looked all the bee's knees, man, I've still got to wear that suit the next time I come up, by the way. I couldn't go out and buy another one.
Trust me, we all had to take them back on Sunday.
Well, I keep mine.
And they were not always well dressed as Port Bear. Port Bear was wonderful.
I know, but it didn't matter where he wears. It's that tan. It doesn't look right with his clothes. So some things orange don't go with. Doesn't matter what you put it with.
You try to see Andrew?
That was all right. I'll tell you what, with the started in the darkest corner, but everybody could see us when you were standing around us. That's for sure.
Twice, Andy, when the lights went out twice, the fire brigade appeared.
Oh, dear me. Oh, listen, he was great company though. He knows I mean nothing.
Right, what's your team for tomorrow, Andy? You must have studied it. You must have thought about it. You must have. Chuck must have told you what you have to think.
I was just going to say, you're saying I've thought about it. Right, okay, I'll try and come up with something. Right, the goalie I'd put young McCrory back in. He's going to go Tavernier into. I'll still go with King and.
Oh, breaking news, mate! We've just gave Alan McGregor another year's contract. Carry on, Andy.
Brilliant. So King and Suter in the middle. As Ridvan, definitely, leave him there. Because the midfield will be Campbell, Ridvan. Right, who am I going to put in the other one?
Put him in twice. You've got two Ridvans.
Ridvan and Campbell. Oh, of course you have. Yeah, who's the other? Raskin. Sorry, Raskin.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Raskin,
Campbell.
I've got Port Bear that doesn't know the difference between Aberdeen and Hibs. He can't count after 11, and you don't know the difference between Raskin.
Well, I know. The two of them started with R, so that's good enough for me. Okay.
Carry on.
Right. Now, I'm loath to doing this, but I'm going to stick with the Scouse guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then up front, I'm going to go with Sashin. There we go. I'm going to go with the other Welsh guy. What's his name? Montando. Right, go with him. Yeah. And there's another one I've got to get on. Right. Wait a minute. I'm thinking now. Up front. Last week. Who played last week up front? Them two and who else?
He played Hadji.
Aye, Hadji. We'll go with him. Definitely.
So you're changing Cantwell's position then? Is that what you're doing? Aye.
Yeah. I'll do that and let Campbell play up front and Hadji back behind him. How about that? That's not bad for trying. I was very trying, but I tried.
That was one of the worst efforts we've had all season. It's the last game of the season.
Right. Well, I had Jerry Nee for my goalie, and I realised he'd been retired for years.
Anyway, I'm glad we've been joined by somebody with a bit of brains. Never thought I'd say this. Evening, David.
Thanks for the call. Oh, that was brilliant. I just lost it. That was fabulous. Absolutely. It's great to hear you all up, and that is really, because we've had one shitty season. But
David, you're on a yellow card.
Okay, manure. Okay, how's that?
That'll do it.
I thought his Tourette's was fixed next year.
Yeah. Oh, you're cruel. Anyway, how you doing, guys?
Cruel, but I'm still paying up all that chocolate they bought you.
On the Rangers Radio credit card.
Oh, bet you had. I think here we go. Right, the Colac one you're talking about, right? That's a sort of catch-22 thing. You can't judge him at the moment. You say, right, like when Alpha Bio, it wouldn't have been hard to get Alpha Bio with the way that team were playing. And that team's not going to be there. So if he's going to get...
What would be his age? And then if we wait a year for somebody in the last year of his contract, does it make sense to say, right, let's cut and run?
Well, yeah, I agree with you. That could turn out that, but it all depends on what kind of outlay we've got this time. We might not have that kind of money to bring in enough to cover what you're talking. He might just need to be there for a squad player. And if it doesn't work out, then doubt him. But
did you listen to Mr. Bisgrove yesterday? We're going all in.
Oh, what is he going to do? Is he going to get suicide 6 up?
Oh, you just wait. That's coming. That's coming shortly.
No, I don't think you can sort of even give him a pass mark at the moment. I suppose that's fair dues, but you've got to look at it that when he was playing. Okay, it's basically doing to what Michael Beale thinks him. Mm-hmm. And who he's going to put in round about him. And
could it be this simple, David? He's came, he's enjoyed it, he's done all right. He comes from a different part of Europe. His wife's in Wayne, and he wants to go home. Could it be that simple?
Well, if that's the case, yeah, that would be the end of the storyline, wouldn't it?
Aye. Sometimes it can be that simple, Porter.
Aye, mate. Yep, definitely. And one thing I'll add to that, mate, is we need to start learning a lesson. We need to strike with iron swords. See, when it comes to transfers next year, this is what's happened. We've let Kent and Morelos go, run their contracts down, and we've got nothing for them. We need to start. John Bennett mentioned it a way back. One of the 4 pillars was our transfer model. We need to stop this. Players leaving the club for nothing, or nominal fees. We need to make money on players next year. It has to be done.
Well, listen, there's 2 sides to that coin, Andy, isn't there? And Bridge can come in. Yeah. If we would have lost Kent and we decided he went for nothing and he put that ball in the net and said, well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, on the Kent one, right enough, I will say, you know what I think about him. So he's gone now, so I'm not going to come on back at him. But you'd have probably had a different Kent, wouldn't you? But if he'd have taken that chance and scored the goal, so would I say it slightly affected him a bit? Possibly. But his attitude's been rank rotten. I was absolutely disgusted the way he sat in the directors, when all the guys had the trackies on and all that, and he sat there like a rapper wannabe. So he'd have turned up the door at Ibrox if I was Mr. Beale, and that's where he should have showed some strength. He should have turned and says, well, about you, and turn and don't bother coming back. Now, I'm an old traditionalist. People might think, it's this, but you can't do stuff like that. That's disrespectful. That's the only time I've seen him smile for the last 18 months. And is that a coincidence that he's walking out the door at Rangers? Well, it might just be me. It might just be the way I think, but no, you can't do that. Somebody should have told him that, hey, wait a minute. All these guys have put the colours and the steps on here. You get that sorted or don't come here. That's bad pattern, in my opinion.
If it's true that some of the stuff he's travelled to somewhere, would it be unusual for a football player to change in a dressing room and put a kit on? To put the training gear on or whatever? It's not as if there's no training gear kicking around Ibrox, is it? I get it. Anyway, Davy's back ways, but we've also been joined by AK. Evening, AK.
Good evening, Oxford.
You smuggled here.
One at a time, or the trees will get put out. And somebody's under trial. So.
Not guilty, Your Honour. The bridge man's used to saying that.
Hey.
Anyway, a wee poser for these. If Mr. Beale's got a full squad.
But a wee poser. Portberg, you take this question, mate.
Portberg, listen, if Mr. Beale's got a full squad to pick for next year, with the players that's available to him just now, what's your starting 11?
Oof. So you talk about everybody's available?
Everybody's available, yeah. No, obviously this any new signings.
Aye.
But
I would probably still go with Tav, McCrory and goal, Tav. Really, Goldson, Suter, Ridvan, Raskin. It's got to be Jack and Lundstrom because that's who's there.
What about Kieran?
Lawrence.
Kieran.
Oh, he's signed. I signed, right? I didn't think he was giving me. I was giving me them, right?
Prompted.
Right, Kieran Dowell, John Lundstrom, Raskin. I wish Kamal Roof was going to be fit. I'm going to say Kamal Roof would be my number one choice as a striker. That's who's there. Cantwell and Fashion, probably.
That's 12. What?
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
He's using socks off the rocks.
I couldn't resist it, AK.
Oh, I knew it was coming, mate. That's who's Alex. He had my socks off.
Interesting. Anyway, you left out Lawrence.
I know, mate. I know. I do think Tom Lawrence will have a massive part next year. But we've got a lot of players in that area. Like, I mean, you think of some of the players we've got in that sort of Tom Lawrence place, Catmill, Tom Lawrence, Hadji. You know, these guys are all going to have to be fighting for that almost one spot, mate. Because they're all, in my opinion, number 10s. Although we've seen Catmill playing a wee bit deeper, we've seen Tom Lawrence playing a wee bit deeper. But effectively, they're number 10s. Michael Beale's got a job in his hand, mate, next year to get this squad firing.
It's a good dilemma, though, eh?
Definitely.
He's got, the better, hopefully, it is for us in the future. And that's what he wants.
But there's going to be another, what do you think? Potentially, maybe up to 8 bodies different, yeah?
Yeah, aye, and out, yeah.
You know, I mean, who do you think will go, AK? Who do you think will go that's not played a lot of games like your Scott Wrights, Kamara? Do you think they're away?
Aye, 100%. We need to try and trim the wage bill, didn't we? I think you're right with Borna, possibly looking for a move back to Croatia. I would be looking to sell Hadji as well. I think he's got more commercial potential than he has ability potential. I think that area of the team is actually quite strong with the players that we've got available. And we're looking really at assets. I wouldn't lose sleep over it if Lundstrom actually decided, no, my future's no here. Because we've got to try and cash in and get Michael Beale funds to raise for the players that he wants, and he wants the players that want to stay at Rangers. And that was a big part of our problem with players down in tools and in the half, pet it up. We need players to hit the ground running, show the proper attitude, application, and go out there and fight for our jersey. We've got to fight for every point this year. But it all comes, the drive comes for the manager, and the manager's got to motivate these players to do that.
Davey, I think it's important we get a good pre-season in. I think even on this show we thought that we started the season and we didn't look fit.
Well, I think we all know that. And I'd just like to say, Alec, Alec, I hope your dad's okay. He's keeping well.
Please, David. Yep, thank you.
Good lad. Time will tell. Oh, time will tell.
Alex, that's going to be all right. Is that what you're saying?
You're a cool man.
My dad's got a better fitness record than half of this team.
Would they be
He's
hard?
available for more games. Right, carry on, David.
Here's a hypothetical question piece, which is probably.
You're talking about a night out, you nearly bought a drink?
No. They wouldn't let me buy a drink. You know, that was amazing. The hospitality there was overwhelming, and I've said that to you time and time again. No, what I was going to say...
With Bridges trousers on.
Yeah, Stevie boy. Stevie was a star with that the night.
Stevie boy's at the Edmondson House tonight, the Heart and Hand podcast.
Oh, aye, that's right. Aye, sure.
Stevie boy's there. So representing Rangers Radio, he says it. Well, my information as he heard there's a decent buffet. That's all I'm saying. Carry on, David.
But there's no pies. There's no pies there.
Oh, a decent buffet. Carry on. Carry on, David.
Yeah, what I was going to say, I know this is probably irrelevant to what we're talking about. Do you think that in any possibility that the standard of refereeing will improve for the start of the next season?
That's easy to answer.
You're right, it's irrelevant. Thanks very much.
Because it's shocking. Shocking.
What a question that is.
No chance. We're not allowed to discuss referees with Bridgman's on the panel. Bridgman, you take that one.
On. You're kidding me on. Referees never improve. No, in our country. The way it's been run. Shocking.
See what you started, David?
No, I was just want to hear how Bridge was still there, because I knew he would jump in that one.
I'm here, pal. I'm here. Anything you want me to tell you, I'll tell you. Don't worry about that.
I know. That was a foregone conclusion with the answer, but I just thought I'd throw it in there.
You know, we lost a late goal against Hearts, and who's the referee, and how many decisions went against us, fouls and so on and so forth. You better believe it. Keep beaten.
I'm going to say that referee never influenced any of the 2 goals we lost.
Yeah, correct.
I know he wasn't great, and I know he's not great. Nothing to do with the referee, the 2 goals we lost Port Bear.
No, you've heard me saying on the show, mate, we have to take responsibility for our own actions, and the manager touched on it during that last second half of his interview when he says, you know, at times we've gave the Aberdeen game when we were winning, you know, it's the Celtic game at Ibrox when they get the second goal, we've shot ourselves in the foot, mate. Our 4 points, like you touched on earlier on, Ryan Jack's caused us to lose 4 points, you know, not been horrible, mate, but it's just a fact. You know, you wonder how much the point swing would have been different if we didn't give these chances away, mate. We're the architect of our own downfall. And I think, I'm sure we're plus 20 games, we've given teams goal starts this season, mate, alone. That's all you're under Gio. We've gave, I'm sure it's 20 plus. I'm not quite 100%, but I'm sure we've gave 20 plus, give teams a goal start every game, and that's due to our mistakes.
We'll check that domestically for the league. Yeah, just for the league for next week, mate. We can have a look at it, mate.
You'll not be far away, Port. You'll not be far away, pal.
We just can't start the season like
that. About 8 games in a row or something, we lost the first goal winner. There was something mental, you know.
Yeah. And that's not how you start a season, Oxshare. That's not how you win leagues and seasons. You don't give teams a goal start. That's just, you're making an uphill struggle for yourself right away. That has to be eradicated totally. And I understand what Bridge was saying earlier on in regards to, you know, tighten up the defence, etc. But if you go and outscore teams, Bridge, man, the defence will tighten up and get confidence as the season goes on. So you're looking for that to tighten up as the season progresses. But I want to see Rangers going out and just, if you score 4, we'll score 5. I want that attitude back again at Ibrox.
Right, here's a
Is there a
question
big
for
ear here
you.
on that?
Here's a question for you, Kay. Test your Rangers knowledge, mate. On
On
this
you go.
day. On
Drum
this
roll.
day. On this day, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Game. What game?
Sorry, I missed that.
What game? What game on this day?
What game on this day?
Aye.
What year?
It's a day. It's not a year.
A day?
On this
Don't know.
day. Oh, your Rangers knowledge. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, just, I know you would know, Andy. That's how I never asked you, mate. We've never played a game on this day, mate.
I was actually scratching Friday, and the only one I could remember was playing Aberdeen at Ibrox one night.
Welcome to the Mad Toos, Alec.
Oh, brilliant.
I'd have thought most Rangers supporters would have known that. What do you think, Bridge?
I'm sure that did they go the game, right? Sorry, Bridge. Sorry.
Not at all, Alex. It's the wrong one. Yeah. Cheers, pal.
Oh dear. All right, people are texting me games. We've never played a game on this day. Shut up, phone.
You had a few people on the Facebook page, Oxtail, that were Googling it as well.
Oh dear.
Oh
dear. Nah, you've got
Can I ask Bridge a question?
On air or off air?
No, it's Rangers related.
Go for it, Paul.
We spoke about it between ourselves, Andy and Boystar and Robert and I. 1972, after we won the European Cup Winners' Cup, Rangers get rid of Colin Steen and Willie Johnson.
Correct.
Was there any particular reason why?
Don't know. Something must have been going on in the club at the time, because they certainly weren't past their peak. Let's put it that way. My opinion. Something was going on. The club must have been in turmoil. One of these times in turmoil. To allow.
You want me to give you the true answer?
Please go on there, pal.
Right. I would have thought that if you want to get involved in a radio show, you'd have done your history and you'd have looked at the stats, you'd have found out these things before you come on. Would you not think so? What?
Indeed, mate. Indeed.
Yeah. Colin Steen was looking for a new contract.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Willie Johnson had a lot of problems with referees in Scotland at that time. And it was decided they would shake hands and they would have a go somewhere else. Simple as that.
Yeah, the actual thing to that was that Jock Wallace also wanted to go a different direction up front. That was part of it as well.
And Parlane and Johnson, Derek Johnson were coming, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
I'll ask Colin Steen then the next time I see him to see whether you're right then.
Wasn't me. That was Willie Johnson and Colin Steen told us that.
Okay. I'll be seeing Colin in a couple of weeks. I'll pass on your words.
Right, okay. Where are we? David, you alright there?
I was just going to say that thing about Colin Steen and Willie Johnson. I was still in Spain there on the way back to Spain when that happened.
Oh dear. Right.
I'm still here. Still here.
Good, mate. Good. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to have now. We're going to have Southside Super 6.
There we go.
Yeah? And there could be a bonus in it tonight. Let's hear Southside Super 6. Hi, here is Southside's Super 6 selection for the last weekend of the season 2022-2024, and he's given you 2 selections this week. His first selection is as Aston Villa. Second selection is Liverpool. Third selection, Man United. Fourth selection, Kilmarnock. Fifth selection, Motherwell. Sixth selection, St Johnstone, all Sunday. He's also went for another line of Man United to win, Valencia to win, Barcelona to beat Menorca, Inter Milan to beat Atalanta, Coventry to beat Luton, that means all school blue will be happy, and Man City to beat Brentford away from home. 2 Super Sixes. All the best. Here we go again. Take it. Thanks for listening. That'll pay for a few holidays, Andy.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that. I'll go and stick 50 on each of them. What time do we kick off? Do we kick off early doors in the morning? Or are we normal kick-off time Saturday?
It's that early, the kick-off tomorrow. We're just going to carry the show right through and do the pre-match, I think.
All right, okay. Just let me make sure I've got enough vodka in before I send it down.
Half 12 kick-off tomorrow, isn't it?
12:30, right, okay.
Aye, 12:30. I'll just check that out for you, Andy, just to make sure. Yes, 12:30.
Right, okay, that's fine.
Right, okay.
I thought with it not being televised, it'd be a 3 o'clock kick-off, right enough, you know.
No, I think what they've done is when they do the split, the final games, top and bottom, they've made it. So if it ever is close, they're all playing at the same time. The top bits on Saturday, the bottom bits on Sunday. When are they going to listen to the fans in Scotland? I don't know anybody who wants to split. AK.
It seems to have run its course a wee bit there, doesn't it? It's not really got to change much, certainly in league positions. I don't know. The Belgian one can be a bit strange as well. I don't know if you've seen that port. They kind of split their sections to 4 teams play after Champions League places and 4 teams play after Europa Cup places and stuff like that. I don't know if that's worth trying or just leave it as a 12-team league and just play it off, because that's playing like, say, Easter Road going to Hibs 3 times a year. That's unfair. How can that be fair? And it's the supporters, the usual, they're paying their money to go to these places, and it just seems to be unbalanced, unfair, and I don't think it's great for TV at all.
Aye, what would you do, Bridge?
I would hope to go for a sort of like an 18-team league or a 20-team league. I don't know how they would do it, but I don't like that. I never like the split. Don't like the way it happens. And I think our club anyway are badly treated. Virtually every year it's the same. 3 away games, a lot of nonsense, That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
But we've not got 3 away games this year.
No, but we normally do,
I don't know if we do, Bridge.
Well,
I think the thing is, it doesn't balance out. You get an anomaly, so we've got to go Easter Road 3 times, Port Bearer.
Aye, mate. There's some wee parts of the season where it's happened to us a few times, and it seems to be tough fixtures. And for this supercomputer, we seem to get the fairest system in the land. I would like to see an 18 or 20 team league again, mate. I don't think there's a lot between some of the top teams in the Championship down below us. There's some decent clubs down there. I want to see all the derbies. Sorry, mate.
The best game of the season was the Partick Thistle game at Ibrox.
Aye, right. So as I say, mate, I don't think there's a lot between the bottom half of the league and your league and the top half. in the Championship, and I think there's scope for a 20-team league, mate. There definitely is, mate, and I think the split things run its course. I think it's dated now, mate. It's boring. You know, it offers nothing. You know, if teams are it's old-fashioned, Oxford. It's served a purpose, and I think it's time to, you know, refresh the league. No one of there's the investment in the league. There's nobody want to pump money into the league because it's boring. You're watching teams sometimes play each other 4 times a season, 3 times a season. The competition's favour you, the league, Oxford. You know, there's a lot of meaningless games. There's games that would, you know, rip the shirt off your back to watch. I just think we need to revamp this league, but that also means a revamp of who's in charge of the league, mate. Which that's a harder job as well. That's how do we get these guys replaced? You know, I think somebody needs to come in and absolutely blow Scottish football apart again. So also a wee bit similar to what Graham Souness did when he joined Rangers. That's the sort of, you know, blown apart I'm talking about. It needs to be totally revamped for the benefit of our game long term. And if we get the right investment, these teams will all improve, Oxford.
I don't think there was anything done with the other teams. Souness only revamped our team, mate. Yeah, Scottish football.
Aye. Yep.
We did go with Emery. I think there was a few seasons we went to 14 and we ended up playing 44 games, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. No, Andy, and you come, mate.
Yeah, I'd like to go back to the 18. I see that. I mean, I would also like to go back to the 2 points when it was 2 for a win, one for a draw. It didn't seem so bad. If you slipped up and if you had a run, you could come back in with it only being 2 and 1 points. Obviously not for a laugh. But the problem is that's what, 36 games. They're going to lose games and clubs are not going to go for that. I mean, the League Cup sections topped that up, didn't it? So that they got the games around that. But nobody's going to go for a League Cup section like that again because there's no European spot yet or anything like that. So they're going to have to find a way of getting the games that they get in the now, because some clubs are going to say, no, wait a minute, we're not going to get the revenue if you take away, for the games. But I like the old day. I know that at the time they were dead rubbers. There is some good clubs in the Championship. They're not the football's pants in Scotland. They're all the way down. But there is some clubs on the day that would dear a game. And the Rangers and Partick and things like that back in the day, they had some good players. Alan Hansen, they dear a game. I mean, I remember being at one, they beat us 4-3. I think Alan Hansen played in that game, and they had some good players, and they did them in the League Cup final. So, if they had a bit more security, these teams, and a little bit more coming in, and being a bit common sense-wise by saying, right, we've got a ground here. There you go, Rangers. We can't fill it. We can fill it. We have so many. But there you go. There's a rest for you. Fill it up and bring in revenue that way. It would make it better for them as well. But they don't want to do that, do they?
Yeah, common sense. I mean, I happened to watch the highlights of a certain team close to Inverness, just out of curiosity there. And Hibs have played the 2 games in the split, and their ground's been empty the last 2 games. You're right, common sense in Scottish football, AK doesn't add up, does it?
It's been said many times on the show, particularly with Albert, Scottish football's hating itself to death. Financially, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make great viewing for the armchair supporter to see, a half-empty ground, Rangers end packed, Celtic end packed, and the home support just don't come out. And then when they try and make a sensible decision, i.e. St Johnstone, give Rangers or Celtic 3 stands, their home support is up in arms about it. What do they want? They support. The club's got to survive by means, and you've got thousands of supporters there willing to pay, excessive money to go and see their team. That's the way it should be. I think the ticketing policy and price can be looked at as well. The ideal model is Germany. You look at it there and they seem to get it right, but it's so supporter orientated. They fill their grounds out constantly, and it seems to be a far healthier league for that. Competitive to an extent. All right, Bayern Munich generally dominate it, but it's pretty competitive below them. But the likes of the top 2 the now, you're looking at Aberdeen 3rd place there. They're about 30 odd points behind us in Celtic. That's not healthy for the league and for Scottish football. But I don't know what the answer is, pal. But but we certainly need to get people sitting around the table and negotiate to come up with better methods of going forward than what we're currently doing.
Mm-hmm. Aye, it's all up for debate, mate. It's all up for debate. But I'm sure maybe an international break, Davey, we'll be able to discuss it at length, right? How's it going to go tomorrow, Davey?
Well, I'll go tomorrow. We'll win tomorrow. I don't usually come out with it as easy as that, but I'm very confident. The team's playing with a lot of, well, we can't the way he's playing. He's buzzing, and it's spreading all over the park. So, regarding the situation with the leagues, that's all about money. I'm with the guys 100%. That system that we play now is just killing the game. I mean, it's so tedious that you know even how the other mob's going to keep setting up. You need to show in the first division mob and build it up to about 18. But that's down to the money men. They don't want to take a risk on that. I'm confident for tomorrow, guys.
Good man. Andy?
Yeah, I think we'll sign off with a win. Hopefully 2 or 3 goals in it. And I would go, if I had my way, I'd go back to the side that we played at the weekend there against Hibs. I think that kind of threw it out. I know there was sentimental things there at the week in the midweek there, but I would have just stayed with it and then brought them to whatever you want to call them on for the last 2 minutes to get a wave right enough. But he did what he did, so yeah, I think we'll want to sign out, and you know we can all sort of like get ready. Well, it's not going to be long, is it? 4-week turnaround, and we'll be back doing it again. What we're saying, this, that, and the other. Which 4 weeks is too long anyway. We mump with gums all season, but when there's no Rangers, I'll be climbing the walls on Sunday. It's just the way it is, isn't it?
I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean. AK?
I'm looking to obviously finish the season with a win. Cantwell and Raskin are really coming into their own now, so I'm expecting the same again. With the boys there, hopefully McCrory and that back in goals and solidifying the midfield a wee bit better. Matondo probably and Sakala up front, and hopefully bang in a few goals and treat the Legions of support to a wee bit of success before we turn around for the summertime. But hi, thanks for taking my call again, guys, and hopefully Mr. Beale will sign a player that Andy likes.
To be fair, you're right about that, Andy. A player that Andy likes, and you need to build up your Rangers knowledge, mate.
you see, Chins. You see when it comes down to it, Chins. I have to say nothing.
Well said, Andy. Well said.
Andy got it right. He said, "I can't think of a game on this day." He got it right.
Oh dear.
I think it'll be a Rangers win, sign off, get to this pre-season, with our tails up. It'll always drive you onto a good pre-season yourself. If you get to finish the season strongly, shows the same commitment, same attitude. But we've been watching over the past few weeks. I've definitely not questioned the commitment. There's definitely the new signings in the current squad that's been playing under Beale. I'm looking forward to next season, mate. I'm excited as Michael Beale is, and probably excited as all you guys are. It's great to be back on, mate. A good Rangers win tomorrow. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, Port Bear's favourite song, the Andy, "Shake the Ribbon from My Hair."
Aye. Is it a pint one, Pot?
Always, mate. Always. I
had 10 and I'm down to 9. I wondered where that one went.
Well, I want my team to do very well, particularly score some goals, make us happy, make themselves happy, and make everybody else happy that is related to Rangers. And success for Mr. Beale, no matter what it arms. And can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, the last game of the season, get out and do them well. Keep it going for the Rangers, everybody. Keep it going.
Thanks to Andy. Thanks to all David and of course the one and only AK for joining us. Port Ben and Bridgeman for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Southside, who's been at a funeral today, but still managed to send in his Southside Super 6. Thanks for that. Thanks to everybody for listening the last Friday night show of the season. But we'll be back tomorrow, building up to a Rangers victory at 11:30, Fox's favourite time of the day. Take it away, Old School Blue.